Chinese Communist Party is attempting to buy farmlands in North Dakota, and which is just near the Air Force Base. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, so I think about last year when I moved to North Dakota, I started reading stories about the Chinese party actually buying farmland and started to look up the story. And what I discovered was in the Grand Forks area, the Chinese had bought farmland right across from military bases. The Grand Forks people actually started to fight back, but the city council was, they were probably pocketing money. And so there was a group of individuals that actually stepped up to the plate and eventually started to put pressure on the city council. The Air Force Base did finally come around and said, no, you're not going to buy farmland up in North Dakota.
Right, Deanne. And do you think that the United States should have a stronger attitude of expelling the Chinese Communist Party and their influence in this country? What we saw today is that the CCP is able to establish the secret police station in Manhattan. They were able to enforce and operate their options, on the land of America. And what are, concerns of American patriots? Do you think that the United States today needs to eliminate the Chinese Communist Party?
Well, absolutely, because the Chinese Communist Party is not about freedom. They're about enslavement, and they want to push people into a particular ideology. And I think the thing that concerns me particularly about the police stations in the United States is the fact that many of these mayors, you see pictures of them with the Communist Chinese Party. So it does make you think, are they benefiting somehow? And they're overlooking it on purpose. But I think the average American is extremely concerned about it, not just because of what they're doing with the police stations, but also to our universities as we watch and see our students become increasingly more tender, which I use that word, towards the communist ideology. And it's very frightening. I think if you're a parent, you worry about that a lot. You don't want your kids to be put in a position where they start to believe that stuff because it starts them down a train or a philosophy where they begin to abandon their families, just like they did in Communist Chinese Party, right? When it really was not going very well for the Chinese people. And so I think it does concern a lot of United States citizens very much so.